Hey guys, what's up? We are back with the afternoon session of the Matriarch Mastermind murder trial, Florida v. Donna Adelson, and the court is not back yet. It is 1:47, and court is not back yet. So, I probably should have waited. Judy. The plane has landed on the last witness, anyways. Anxious to see the next witnesses to see what the theory could be. Yeah, because if you weren't with us last time, or if you missed it, because it was at the very, very end, after the jury left, Judge Everett had Donna stand up and he swore her in, which was weird. I thought, oh my God, does that mean she's going to testify? But no, because the state isn't done yet. The state is going to rest either at the end of today or sometime Tuesday. But he asked her if he was okay with the theory. I think he said theory. That he was that her lawyers were going to cross-examine the next couple of witnesses about. So I'm really confused and anxious to see what the theory is, because I've never, ever heard a judge ask a defendant that before, or swear them in and ask them. Now, in Sarah Boone's trial, Judge Kranick asked her frequently if she was happy with her attorney. But that was just because Sarah Boone was never happy with any of her attorneys, and at one point was told she was going to have to be pro se because she kept firing her attorneys. And either she fired them or they withdrew because she just could not be placated. She hated everybody. And finally, after the threat of going pro se, she found an attorney that she could tolerate, at least tolerate enough so that she wouldn't have to do it herself. So this was weird. And I have no idea what the judge was talking about, but I'm really anxious to find out. Also, I forgot that Monday was no court, so I don't know. I guess we could do a longer session of Betty Broderick on Monday. I don't know. I have to talk with Travis and see if he has any plans for Monday. He probably doesn't, because he wants to save money for the lawnmower. Because we need a lawnmower really bad, because our yard is like a jungle right now. So I technically have the time on Monday to stream. But I might, since we don't have court, I might do it later. Like start at 10 instead of 8. I don't know. But I'll let you guys know before Monday. So I'll either take off Monday or start later. Start at 10 instead of 8. But I will let you guys know. Oh. Okay. We're back.
Enjoyable lunchtime. State, please call your next witness. Please raise your right hand, Detective. Do you swear or affirm the testimony today will be the truth?
I do.
You may proceed.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly.
Please say your name and spell your name.
Sure. Jonathan Grossman, Jonathan, Grossman.
How are you employed?
I'm a police detective with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office?
I've been with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office since January of 2011.
What about before that?
I was a police officer with the Miami-Dade Schools Police Department since 2004.
And were you called upon to assist in a murder case that happened here in Tallahassee?
I was.
All right. Were you asked to assist with the search warrant of the defendant's residence?
I was.
Where is that residence?
It's located at 2127 Brickell Avenue, apartment 1602.
And when was the search warrant conducted?
November 14th, 2023.
As part of the search warrant, did you take photos of the residence?
Yes, photographs were taken.
All right, I'm going to show you some of those, which I've marked as 143 through 163. Just take a moment to look through those.
Yes.
Are they fair and accurate photos of the residence as it appeared that day?
Yes.
This time I'd ask to move to evidence 143 through 163.
Any objection? States 143 through 163 are admitted.
May I
Please
publish?
silence all devices. Yes, you may publish.
Publishing states 144. Is it a condominium located in a high-rise?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
States Exhibit 145. Is this kind of the view from the entrance to the residence?
Yes, ma'am, that would be closest to the front door, looking in.
And did you observe some luggage there in the residence, I guess toward the entryway?
Yes, there was luggage.
States 147. Why this won't focus for us? Seems to be better when it's zoomed in. Or not. States 148. Use the luggage tags.
Yes.
Consistent with destination Saigon by way of Dubai.
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibit 150. As part of the search warrant, did you see some camera equipment? Maybe
Yes,
this
we did.
overview. Did you also take possession of some visas? Publishing states 149 Vietnam visas?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Approach and show you what's been marked as states 129 and 130. Are those the visas that were seized?
Yes.
In whose name are those visas?
One is Harvey Adelson, and the other is Donna Adelson.
Are those in the same or substantially the same condition as they were when you seized them?
Yes, sir.
Move into evidence 129 and 130, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection.
129 and 130 are admitted.
Publishing States Exhibit 146. Did you seize this day planner?
We did.
Is this planner, is this how it was, open like this when you found it?
Yes, it was.
Approaching the states 59 and 59A. Showing you 59 first. Is that the day planner that you see that's pictured on the screen there?
Yes, it is.
Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you impounded it?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, I'd ask to move into evidence states 59.
Objection.
I'm sorry. Strike that. I wasn't moving it in. 59A served, showing you that now. The intention, Judge, is just to have 59 identified and 59A admitted. Sir, 59A, have you had an opportunity to examine it?
I recall part of it from the 59.
Okay, and does 59A contain fair and accurate copies of pages from 59?
From what it appears, yes.
This time I'd ask to move into evidence 59A.
Any objection?
Objection.
59A is admitted.
Publishing States 143. Was this note present there at the residence?
It was.
Where was this note found?
It was found on the floor in one of the bedrooms.
Okay, and it appears to be offering some information about an M11 gun to be sold.
Correct.
Yeah, you did say the date of that the search was conducted, but in case anybody missed it, will you say it again, please?
Sure, November 14th, 2023.
No further questions, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Came all the way from Miami.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry about that. You indicated that the search was done on November the 14th of 2023. What time of day did you get there?
I think we arrived around 1:15, 1:30, and I think we executed the warrant around 2:30.
PM?
Yes.
And who was present?
It was myself, Sergeant Michael Scott, Sergeant Paul Villaverdi, Detective David Denmark, and there were members of our priority response team.
Okay. Was any of the occupants, were they present?
Yes, Mr. Harvey Adelson was present.
Okay. And you had a search warrant with certain things you were permitted to obtain. So were you involved in the search yourself, or you were just in charge?
Yeah, our team. I was the affiant on the warrant, and then our team assisted with the my team assisted with the search.
Okay. Was it a thorough search?
I mean, well, yeah, we were looking for certain things. We had an electronics canine dog also come to assist, and we conducted the search.
What does an electronics canine dog do?
Searches for electronic devices.
And did the dog find anything?
I don't remember specifically if there was anything the dog identified to. He may have hid in the closet area where a laptop was.
Okay. And are they trained to get battery operated and like plugged in electronic devices?
I'm not too sure what the level of training. I'm not a handler.
Did you see the dog in the closet? You said it alerted to something in the closet?
No, I said I believe he alerted to a laptop that was in the closet. I'm
Did
just
you-
going off of memory.
Did you observe that?
No.
Did not, okay. All right. Let me see here just a second. Did you make a list of the items that were seized?
There are a series of property receipts that were prepared after.
Okay. Based on the search warrant that you got, every search warrant has some kind of limitations, although when you read them, it doesn't really seem that limited. But in this case, you were able to search anything that was there, electronic, paper, sticky notes, etc., if it had the evidence that you, in your search warrant, you had sought to look at, correct?
Correct.
And that would have been financial records, asset ownership records, et cetera, et cetera.
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Were you the one responsible for making sure that each area that was within the home was searched?
Ultimately, our team does that. So it's kind of an effort by everybody that was involved in the search itself.
Okay,
So I would say, as a group, yes, the apartment was searched.
okay. And you're allowed to go into, you can open drawers, you can open boxes, you can open dressers, all of those things, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. May I approach the witness? Thank you. I'm going to show you what's already been introduced to the evidence as State's Exhibit 160. Does that appear to be one of the photographs of one of the closets that was searched?
Yes, ma'am.
And 157 that's been entered of the State's, does that also appear to be?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And looking at in Exhibit 157, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get in your personal space.
You're good.
Okay, in 157, this appears to be female clothing here, correct?
It does.
And on the left-hand side, it looks like blouses on the top, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Jackets on the bottom, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And then on the right-hand side, you can see some dresses that are hanging up, correct?
Appears to be, yes.
Okay. And on 160, does that, take your time looking at it, but does that show any electronic devices in that particular closet?
If you look towards the end, you see a USPS box, and there will be a laptop underneath.
Okay. Did you notice anything else?
Not that's jumping out at me right now.
I got really bad eyesight because I'm old. See that little light under there? Underneath that blouse?
Okay.
Does that appear to be something electronic?
It could be.
Is it a light that's on?
I see a dot there. I'm not.
Okay. Did you all, excuse me. Do you recall as part of the search going through a safe?
No,
So there would be no pictures of the safe that was present in the home?
I don't recall pictures of the safe. No.
If there is a safe with your search warrant, you have the right to go into it, correct? To look for the items that are authorized to get in the search warrant?
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Okay. If someone there had located the safe, you would document that with pictures as well?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yes.
And what time did you say you left?
I don't recall
You don't recall?
what time we left. It might have been 3-something.
3-something? So you were there at least a couple of hours?
By the time I believe we executed the warrant around 2:23, maybe 2:20 p.m. So we left probably about an hour later, I think.
Okay. And, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. When you went and executed the search warrant, were you kind of aware about the general facts in this case, what the allegations were?
Yes.
Was this your first assignment on the case?
No.
What else had you done on the case?
In 2015, we assisted with the case.
Okay. I believe you maybe did some searching of the Prius.
I did.
Okay. Were you aware that there was an allegation that there were stacks of $100 bills that were in groups of 10, which would be 1,000 if my math is still correct, and they were stapled together? Were you aware of that?
I've heard that during the course of the investigation.
If you had found that inside the apartment, would you have documented that?
Probably.
Just 1 second, please. One of the photographs that the state entered, and I'll go get it if you don't remember it, but one of them that they entered had some luggage. You remember that picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you all search the luggage?
I don't believe we entered the bag, no.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing further.
Redirect.
No, Your Honor.
You may step down, Detective. Will you be recalled?
No, sir.
You are released, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Please call your next witness.
State calls Patricia Bird.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. Taylor Brandon, if you can, adjust the microphone for her if she needs it.
Will you tell us your name and spell it for the court reporter, please?
Patricia Bird.
Thank you.
P-A-T-R-I-C-I-A, Bird, B-Y-R-D.
And are you in custody at Leon County Jail?
Yes,
Are you in custody for violating your probation on a felony case?
yes,
And is it your understanding that for that felony case, if you were convicted as charged, that you could receive up to 15 years in prison for that felony?
yes,
And is that felony that you're in custody for, is that the only felony that you've been convicted of?
yes. I have a pending case.
Thank you. So do you also have another pending case
Yes,
that you haven't been convicted of yet, but it is still pending?
yes,
And that pending case, is that case in Wakulla County?
yes,
For that case, if you're convicted as charged in that case, could you receive up to 5 years in prison for that case?
yes,
Okay. And the one that you're in custody on from Leon County is the only felony you've been convicted of then?
yes.
Have you received any offer or promises in exchange for your testimony in this case?
No,
Were you in custody with Donna Adelson?
yes, I was.
For about how long?
Maybe about 6 or 7 months.
And was this at Leon County Jail?
Yes,
Were you and Donna Adelson in the same pod?
yes.
What does that mean?
We're in the same, it's a open pod, it's an open day where a lot of bunk beds are together.
Okay, so a lot of women are in there together.
Yes,
Okay, so you sleep in the same room as some of these women.
yes.
And how close did you sleep to Donna Adelson?
Right next to her.
All right, and if you're in the same pod, do you have your meals together with the other women in the pod?
Yes,
Do you have like your downtime where you're watching TV or reading or writing, all those things together with the same women in the pod?
yes,
When you were in the same pod with Donna Adelson for those months, did you become friendly with her?
yes.
How often would you talk to her?
Every day, all day.
Who else was she close to in the pod?
Drina Bernhardt.
Okay, did she have a couple of other people she was close to as well?
Yes,
Were you and Drina the closest?
yes,
To her, I mean?
yes, ma'am.
Once you and Donna Adelson became close friends, did she ever talk to you about her pending case, this case?
She did.
when y'all would have those conversations, did you ever outright ask her whether she did what she's accused of?
I did.
And what did she say to that?
She said she did. It was to keep her grandkids, but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Okay, so she said she did do it, and she did it to keep her grandkids,
Yes,
but she didn't expect it to go this far.
yes.
Did Donna Adelson ever ask if you were ever in custody with a woman named Catherine McDaniel?
Yes, she did.
And were you ever in custody with Catherine McDaniel?
Yes,
Was that several years ago?
yes, ma'am.
Um, and about how long were you in custody? Since you had been in custody with McDaniel, once Donna Adelson knew that, what did Donna Adelson want you to do?
She wanted me to say that Miss Baldwin told me when we killed him, I knew my boyfriend's parents had money.
Okay, so basically, she and some other people did this crime, and they did it because her boyfriend's parents had money.
Yes.
Who did she want you to tell that to?
She wanted me to tell it to whoever came up and asked me about it, and the investigators.
Okay. Did she offer you anything in exchange for you providing that information?
Yes,
What did she offer you?
a trailer and some land, and she would have her husband fix my teeth.
Okay. So, like, if you got out of custody, she'd help you buy a trailer and land,
Yes,
and that her husband could fix your teeth,
yes,
like veneers.
yes.
Now, was any of that true as far as did Mag Banwa ever say those things to you?
No, she did not.
Did Donna Adelson give you other gifts while in custody?
Yes,
Like what?
she would buy canteen, and she would bring it over to my bed.
What's canteen?
Canteen is food that we buy off commissary,
Okay. It's kind of like chips and candy and other things that
and
you.
noodles and stuff like that.
Okay. But it costs money to buy those things.
Yes,
Okay. But she would buy those or extra and she'd give it to you.
yes.
Now, did you ever speak to her attorneys or investigators who came to the jail to see what information that you had?
Yes,
Okay. Do you remember whether you spoke to a man or a woman?
it was a woman.
Did you tell them the information you told us today?
I did.
Did you tell them that that information that Meg Banwa said was true or not true?
It was not true.
Okay, but that Donna Adelson wanted you to say that?
Yes, ma'am.
Who else did those people for the defense who came to see who may have information, who else did they speak to?
They spoke to Lindsay Knight and Brittany Purcell and Cassidy Conroy.
Did they speak to Drina Bernhardt?
Yes, they did.
Did you tell your attorney what was going on as far as Donna Adelson wanting you to provide this information that was not true?
I'm not sure if I told him.
I'm talking about your attorney.
My attorney?
Yeah, did you tell your attorney at some point?
Yes.
Okay. Once you told your attorney that, did an investigator from the state attorney's office come speak to you to get more information about what happened?
They did.
And did you tell him everything that you told us today?
I did.
Just a second.
Cross-examination.
Just want to correct. afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
You testified that you spoke with a investigator, a woman. Was the woman white or black?
She was black.
Okay. Do you remember testifying in a hearing on this matter a couple weeks ago?
Yes,
Okay. Do you remember saying that she was white?
yes. I was confused.
You were confused by the question, or you were confused about the race of the investigator that you spoke with?
It was about the question.
Okay. And isn't it true that you also spoke with a male investigator last August?
Yes,
Okay. And that was about less than a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson?
and to the next part with Miss Adelson.
No, we're talking in originally. That was about a month after you moved into the pod with Miss Adelson.
Yes,
Okay. And you spoke with that first investigator, the male.
yes,
Okay. And it's at that point in time, Miss Adelson had already offered you money, land, and a trailer.
yes,
Okay. And you told that to that first investigator.
I did.
Okay. So on August 30th, 2024, your testimony is that you told the first investigator, the man, about that offer.
I did.
Okay. Did you also tell him that the information that you were saying about Miss Magbanua was false?
I did.
All of it?
I did.
Okay. Isn't it true that you've also testified that in fact Miss Magbanua was manipulative?
I did.
Is that true?
It is.
Now, you testified that my client admitted doing it and that it was to keep her grandkids, but it wasn't supposed to go that far.
Correct.
Okay? Now, isn't it true that the only thing that write checks to Miss Magbanua?
I'm not sure.
Isn't that what she told you?
Not sure.
What did she tell you? What do you mean you're not sure? What did she tell you? Well, this is a total waste of time.
Haven't you previously said that Miss Adelson, my client, did not plan the murder?
Correct.
How many times did you meet with an investigator from any of the defense attorneys in this case?
Could you repeat the question?
How many times have you met with an investigator from any of the defense attorneys' offices?
Twice.
Remember previously testifying that someone from the defense attorney's office came 4 or 5 times.
No, I did not.
How many times did a female investigator come to speak with you?
Once.
Do you remember testifying previously that you said a female investigator came twice?
If I said it, then that's what it was.
Can I get a page of my number on that, please?
I don't have it.
Please show the witness the prior statement or testimony so she can explain, deny, or admit.
Just a moment, Your Honor. I'll refer you, I believe it's the April 1st or 2nd interview with Investigator Newland and Pat Sanford at the Leon County Detention Center, page 20. And we'll start with the female investigator, lines 16 through 18. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Can you just read that to yourself, please? Did you say something differently when you first met with the representative of the state attorney's office?
I did.
Okay. So, when you first met with the state attorney's office representatives and Special Agent Sanford, when asked how many times the defense investigators come to see you, you said 4 or 5, correct?
Correct.
And then how many times did the female investigator come to speak to you? You said twice.
Correct.
Okay, just a moment, Your Honor. Ms. Bird, you've testified that you were incarcerated with my client for 6 to 7 months. How much of that time were you actually sleeping in the bed next to her?
Somewhere in between 3 to maybe 4 months.
The jail records reflect something differently. Would they be more accurate?
Could be.
Could be more accurate, or they
Yeah.
are?
They are, because we were.
Thank you. Nothing further.
Redirect examination.
Sir, will you finish what you were gonna say, please?
We were in 2 different pods together.
Okay. So did you sleep together, or I'm sorry, sleep in the same pod as her, sleep next to her in one pod and sleep further from her in another pod? What do you mean?
I slept next to her in one pod, and then we slept in the same section in another part of the jail.
Okay. So when you're sleeping in the same section from someone, are you still in the same room with them?
Yes,
Okay. Despite whether you were sleeping next to her or a few beds over from her, did you guys still have downtime each day in the pod together?
yes,
Okay. And did you talk most of the day, every day, for several months at a time?
on a regular basis.
All right. Regardless of how many times the defense sent investigators to talk to you. You did speak to them multiple times.
Yes,
And you also spoke to state attorney's office investigators, is that right?
yes,
And your own attorney?
yes,
And you've testified at a prior proceeding as well?
yes.
Okay. And did you ask Donna Adelson whether she wrote checks to Catherine McManua, or did you ask her whether she did what they're accused her of doing?
I asked her if she did what they accused her of,
Okay. And she said yes.
and she said yes.
Thank you.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
No, sir, she can be released. Thank you.
Defense.
Potentially, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Byrd, you may be called again by the defense. Please call your next witness.
State calls Donna Bernhardt.
Please raise your right hand, Ms. Bernhardt. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone if you need to.
Yeah, please say your name and spell your name.
Drina Bernhardt, DrinaBernhardt.
Ms. Bernhardt, are you currently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you in currently on 2 different felony cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, on the first case I want to ask you about is the VOP, or violation of probation case. Is that one of your open cases?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that a second-degree felony punishable by up to 15 years in prison?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then also a third-degree felony is also pending, punishable by up to an additional 5 years. Is
Yes,
that
ma'am.
right? Okay. And are both of those cases totally unrelated to the murder case that we're here about in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I want to ask if you've been promised anything by myself or any member of my team in exchange for your testimony here today.
No, ma'am.
So any leniency or any help with your case, anything like that?
No.
Okay. Has anyone promised you anything?
No.
Okay. Is this your first stint in the Leon County Jail?
No, it's not.
Have you been in and out of jail quite a few times?
I have.
Okay. Do you have 27 prior convictions involving either felonies or crimes of dishonesty?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you recently incarcerated in the Leon County Jail with Donna Adelson?
Yes, I was.
And did you become friendly with her during the time that y'all were both in the jail together?
Yes.
How long were you together in the jail?
I can't remember exactly, maybe around 4 months.
All right. Were you in the same pod that whole 4 months?
Yes.
And when you're in the pod together in jail, is it easier to become friendly than it is on the outside?
Yes.
Why is that?
We're together 24/7, so.
All right. Can you describe your friendship with Mrs. Adelson?
Yes, initially, it was very nice. She actually called me her jail daughter, and she and I got close. And how much more detail do you want?
Well, by close, did you talk to each other about personal things, like your
Yes.
life?
Yes.
Okay. And did she have a nickname for you besides her jail daughter?
Yes, Sunshine.
Did she paint pictures for you and write notes to you and things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
And approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 61. Is this one of the pieces of art and letters that she wrote to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge asked to move into evidence State 61.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
State 61 is noted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
Okay, so is this her initials down here?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the back, is that a little note to you?
Yes, it is.
Dear Drina, I hope your life will be filled with love, joy, and flowers. You deserve only the best because you are the best. Love, Donna. Is that what you wrote?
Yes.
And did you return this type of favor and make little art and things for her as well?
Probably, yes.
Did she ever talk to you about her grandchildren?
Yes, she did.
And did she tell you anything about the type of relationship that she had specifically with the children of the deceased in this case?
Yes, she said she was very close with them, and every now and then she would call them her children.
Okay, and I want to ask you about whether Mrs. Adelson, during the time that y'all were friendly, ever discussed her case with you.
Yes.
Okay, and was her bringing up her case something that she did a lot, or was it only one time?
It was often.
Okay, so it was something that she was
Doing a
talking
lot.
about daily.
Yes.
Okay, and was it a bunch of different aspects of her case she would talk about, or only one thing?
It was different aspects.
At some point, did you end up reaching out to law enforcement to report some of the things that she had been saying to you about her case?
Yes, I did.
And why did you do that?
Well, initially I did it for selfish reasons, but more that I spent time with Donna, I realized that it was morally correct, and I wanted to get justice for the Markel family.
Okay, so you felt it was the right thing to do, but you were also hoping to get something out of it.
Yes.
And what kind of thing were you hoping to get out of it?
Just help, lighter sentence, maybe rehab.
Okay, and are you still hoping that might be the outcome for you?
Maybe, but right now I'm more interested in justice for the Markel family.
Did Donna Adelson ever talk to you when she was talking about her case? Did she ever mention any concerns about the testimony of her son, Rob Adelson?
She did. She said she was extremely worried about his testimony.
Okay, so that was something that she brought up often, or only
Yeah.
one time?
A few times.
Okay. Did she ever mention to you a state witness by the name of Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
And was Ms. Magbanoa somebody that was known to you?
Yes, I knew Miss Magbanwa from being locked up with her years before.
And how did she first bring up Magbanoa to you, or did you bring Magbanoa up to her?
I can't remember exactly how it was brought up. I just know that it was brought to her attention.
Brought to her attention that you knew Magbanoa?
Yeah.
Okay. And at some point, did the defendant try to recruit you to become a witness for her in this case?
Yes.
How did she first approach you about that?
She asked me if I would be willing to do it, and I said yes.
Okay. And was this topic discussed one time or more than one time?
More than once.
How many times can you estimate? A lot?
A lot, yes.
Okay. And what is it that she wanted you to testify about?
She wanted me to testify about numerous different things about Kay, mostly about Miss Magbanwa.
And Miss Magbanoa, you knew her by the nickname Kay?
Yes,
Okay. And so she had some things she wanted you to say about Kay.
correct.
At some point, did she prepare a script for you of exactly what she wanted you to testify to?
She did.
I'm going to approach and show you what I've marked as State's Exhibit 62.
Do you recognize State 62?
I do.
Is this the script that was prepared for you by Ms. Adelson?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Okay, moving evidence, State 62.
An objection.
Objection.
State 62 is admitted.
And publish.
Keep right.
Whose notebook is this?
That's mine.
And whose handwriting is this on this first page?
That's Donna's, Miss Anderson.
Okay, so she wrote this in your notebook.
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it you were supposed to do with this information?
I was supposed to study it and answer it correctly on the stand for her.
So this is what she wanted you to say in court.
Yes, ma'am.
So for example, how did you know Donna Adelson? You were supposed to say everyone knew her, she's been on the news.
I've seen and heard about this on TV shows and read it in the newspaper over the years.
Correct.
Do you read the newspaper?
No.
Okay. Did you know much about her or her case prior to coming in contact with her in the Leon County Jail?
No, ma'am.
And what were you supposed to do with this physical script?
I was supposed to copy it down and give it back to her.
Okay, copy it into your own handwriting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you provide this item to my office?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it copied and returned to you?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do with it once you returned with the original to Leon County Jail?
Return it to her.
I'm gonna go down a paragraph here. This says that you approached Mrs. Adelson and told her you had information about Kay that you wanted to give her. Is that true?
No.
This says that Kay told you that she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him. Did Kay ever tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay. She asked him to give her the 1/3 of $1 million that he was going to pay his sister so that she could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law not to kill him. Did Kay ever say any of that to you?
No, ma'am.
And then over here continues, but she convinced him that the murderers think a woman is paying for this. They don't know Charlie. She told him she wouldn't tell her friends who he is. She can keep him safe. So she was, according to this story, extorting money out of Charlie, but he didn't know it. He thought she was his friend, but really she was his enemy. Is that the deal?
Yes, I suppose that's what it's supposed to be.
All right, and did Kay, Catherine McBanoa, ever say any of that to you?
No.
Do you know, are you familiar at all with Charlie Adelson's trial or his trial testimony?
No,
There's a part on here that says, here, she laughed about how easy it was to extort, and extort is underlined. Did you underline that, or did Mrs. Adelson underline that?
I didn't underline it.
Okay. How easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out to a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with the 1/3 of $1 million. She said she fooled her baby daddy and she fooled Charlie. Sigfredo would do anything for her, and he did. All right, so again, sorry to keep asking the same question, but did Kay say any of this to you?
No.
Okay. Charlie was scared and easy to extort. What a stupid fool. He believed her that she was keeping him safe from the killers. Ha ha, what a joke. Is that the type of language that Catherine McBanoa would use?
No.
Do you know her well enough to tell this jury that she wouldn't say something like, you know, what a stupid fool, ha ha, what a joke?
Yeah, she wouldn't talk like that.
But that's what Mrs. Adelson wanted you to come in and tell this jury.
Yes, ma'am.
Did she give you anything or promise you anything in exchange for reciting this script?
While I was in jail, I received packages and phone calls, and I was promised things as well.
What type of packages?
Packages are in jail just like a bunch of basically gas station food, but it's exciting when you're in jail.
Okay, and what about phone calls? What do you mean by that?
Just the phone calls are very expensive from jail, so she would let me use her phone to call my mother and other people.
Okay, and you said she promised you other things in the future. What other types of things?
$10,000, a grand piano.
What else?
She promised me cameras, but
None of that came to fruition.
no.
Okay. And what about pills? Did she mention anything to you about pills?
Yes, that if I needed pills, that I could call a doctor named, I think Obed, I think that's his name.
Okay.
Yes.
And that person would write you some prescriptions?
Yes, ma'am.
And why would you be in need of prescription medication?
I'm a recovering drug addict.
Did she tell you that if you were to be released, that you could make these phone calls, including this phone call to Dr. Obed?
Yes.
Okay, and how were you going to get these other items, like the $10,000?
The money would be through something called Zelle.
Okay, and who was going to send the money through Zelle?
Harvey.
That's her husband, Harvey Adelson?
Yes.
And how are you supposed to contact Harvey Adelson?
Through a phone app called Signal.
Okay, had you ever heard of the phone app Signal before?
No, ma'am.
Okay, one moment, please, Your Honor. No further questions at this time, Judge.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor, just a moment.
So before you cross, please approach.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Now, you testified that you hadn't been promised anything, correct?
Yes, sir.
Isn't it true that you were released from jail on February 11th,
Yes,
2025 as a result of your cooperation in this matter?
Oh, I don't know if it was a result of my cooperation, but yes, that's when I was released.
Okay. And so you met with law enforcement. In fact, you sent a letter to a Detective Turner in December of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you said that you had information about Donna Adelson, correct?
Correct.
And that you cooperated in the past and you wanted to do it again.
Correct.
And then as a result of that, on December 18th, Detective Turner came and met with you.
Correct.
And you spoke with him about this matter.
Yes, sir.
And then on December 20th, you were taken up to the state attorney's office to meet with the state attorney's office, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, as a result of that conversation, on February 11th, you were released.
I don't know if that's how it works.
Okay. Now, I want to back up a little bit. You've met prior to being rearrested in September of 2024. You knew Patricia Bird, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you guys friends on the outside?
No.
Just on the inside?
Yes, sir.
But you've been friendly before?
Friendly, I suppose, for jail.
Now, when you first met with law enforcement, or the state attorney's office on December 20th of 2024, towards the end of that conversation, you said to them, "Did I do a good job?" Isn't that true?
Yes, it is.
Now, when you met with them on that day, the offer that you'd had at that point was 5 to 6 years in prison, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I want to back up a little bit. Let's see. That violation of probation. You were originally put on that probation September 1st of 2023, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And at that point in time, isn't it true that you qualified for enhanced sentencing?
If you're talking about the PRR, is that what you're talking about? I'm not sure.
Did you qualify as a PRR sentence?
I think it was actually past the 3 years.
Okay. I'm going to approach, and I'll have this marked for identification purposes.
You may approach.
Identification purposes. Judgment and sentence that was rendered on September 1st of 2023. Do you recognize this?
Yes, I do.
And it indicates that you qualify for PRR sentencing, but the state is waiving it at that time, correct?
Okay. Yes, it does say
Okay.
that.
And so this is a judgment and sentence or conviction for one count of burglary of an occupied dwelling and one count of burglary of a dwelling, 2 counts of burglary of a conveyance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And PRR sentencing means that when you commit a qualifying offense within 3 years of your release from prison, the court has to sentence you to the maximum sentence day for day unless you have a plea agreement that says otherwise, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that would mean that this sentence, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years day for day in prison, correct?
If I went to trial, yes, sir.
If you didn't have this plea agreement.
Yes, sir.
But you did have this plea agreement
Yes.
and you were put on probation.
Yes, sir.
Now, it specifically says if you violate probation, they can reimpose the prison releasee reoffender sentence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Unfortunately, you did violate that probation, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. And on June 18th of 2024, probation officer signed an affidavit of violation because you started using again, correct?
Yes, sir.
You were rearrested. You didn't go back to prison, did you?
No,
You got a chance for more treatment, didn't you?
I did.
Now, originally, in that 2023 sentence, you did an inpatient program,
Yes, at Sisters in Sobriety.
and you completed that.
I did.
Here, when you were reinstated in July of 2024, you were stepped down to outpatient, correct?
Yes, sir.
You didn't report to probation, did you?
No,
You started using again,
I did.
and you strung your probation officer along, lying to them.
I don't think I did that, but
You did not make yourself available for supervision.
no, I didn't.
You didn't follow instructions,
I just didn't go.
and you also didn't test.
I didn't go, correct.
And so then you are rearrested, not just for the violation of probation, but also for a new felony charge, correct?
What's the new felony charge?
Burglary of a conveyance?
Okay, yes, correct.
And so in September of 2024, when you were rearrested for violating probation and the new burglary charge, that point in time, you are facing 15 years mandatory day-for-day sentencing, unless you can reach an agreement with the state.
Correct,
And then you meet Donna Adelson,
correct.
your get out of jail free card.
I don't have an answer to that.
And you befriended her,
We became friends, yes.
and you would ask her questions about her case.
No, I didn't ask her questions about her case. She offered it to me and I would listen to her.
So it's your testimony here today that you did not ask her questions.
I can't remember, I may have asked her one or two. I mean, we were locked up for a long time, but I didn't go to her constantly and asking her questions, no.
Just a moment.
Before you ask your next questions, please make sure it's sufficiently clear as it relates to matters that have been ruled upon.
Yes, sir, and that's exactly what I'm having ensure done. Okay. So, if you didn't reach an agreement with the state, the court would have to sentence you to 15 years, day for day.
If I went to trial and was found guilty, yes.
So that your understanding is if you went to trial, you would face 15 years, day for day.
If I was found guilty,
Okay.
yes.
So we're talking about a violation of probation. You'd go to a VOP hearing. You've already testified that you started using again.
Yes,
You didn't show up for probation.
correct.
Okay. So if you went to court without an agreement, you would have to be sentenced to 15 years. Is that correct?
Yes,
Now, isn't it true that when you went to meet with law enforcement on December 20th of 2024, you made sure a couple days prior to this to sit down in a location in the pod and engage in a lengthy conversation with Donna Adelson, correct?
oh, no, actually, the pod, you can see, the whole pod is visible.
Isn't it true that you told them that you made sure that you sat where a camera could catch you while you sat with my client going over paperwork?
Yes,
Okay. And you wanted them to make sure that they could get video of you with my client.
yes,
Okay, just a moment, Your Honor. tell my client she was naive about jail?
That she was naive about jail?
Yes.
Meaning that she just wasn't aware of what went on in jail?
Yes.
I may have. I don't remember.
Now let's talk about that video. I believe the state's going to be introducing that a little bit later. Now, describe for the jury how it came to be that my client wrote down the script that they've introduced into evidence.
How it came to be?
Yes.
Donna wrote it, and she and I were supposed to go over it and practice it.
Okay. During that time that you were sitting there, did you write anything down?
I may have colored or written something, but I
Did you-
honestly don't remember.
Did you take things out of the notebook that you'd already written and show them to her?
Probably, maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
So you don't remember telling her what to write?
No, I didn't tell her what to write.
Your testimony here today is that you never told her what to write?
Yes.
Okay. That's the one thing you are sure about here today. Just a moment, Your Honor. Nothing further?
Redirect examination.
Were you ever advised to say anything other than the truth here today?
No?
You have a lawyer that's representing you on your criminal cases, right?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
he's working with the prosecutor on that case, not me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To try to get you some kind of deal, not 15 years maximum penalty, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and before your most recent release, you had a five-year plea offer at some point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and as we sit here today, do you have a plea offer?
No.
Okay, so you're waiting to get a new plea offer
Yes,
from
ma'am.
somebody, not me,
Correct.
hoping that maybe it will be better than what it would otherwise be based on this information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you had already provided that script to us before this most recent release and this most recent violation, and now you're gonna have to deal with accountability for that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and that script, it was suggested like, oh, you told her what to write. Did you even know any of that story
No.
to tell her?
No, ma'am.
No further questions.
You may step down. Will this witness be recalled by either party?
Potentially, Judge.
Ms. Bernhardt, you remain under your subpoena and do not discuss your testimony with any other person. Please call your next witness, State.
State calls Kate Butler.
Judge, I advise Ms.
No
Catherine.
objection, can we approach?
You may. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to offer will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may take your seat.
Thank you.
Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone as you need to.
Did you bring your computer with you?
I did not. I brought my flash drive.
Okay. May I retrieve that from you? Please introduce yourself and spell your name.
Good afternoon. My name is Kate Butler, Katebutler.
How are you employed, ma'am?
I'm a senior crime laboratory analyst at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement at the Pensacola Regional Operations Center and the Forensic Document Examination Section.
How long have you been so employed?
16 years.
What are your duties there?
My duties consist of examining items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, and office machines, in order to determine source or authenticity of a question document.
What training and education do you have to perform those duties?
I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in Forensic Chemistry from the University of Mississippi. I completed the 2-year, 2-phase training program at the Florida Department of Law Enforcement in the Forensic Document Examination section. This training program consisted of 2 phases. The first phase was mostly reading academic texts, published articles, and research on all aspects of forensic document examination. Once I successfully completed an all-encompassing oral board and passing all the written and practical examinations, I was then allowed to move to phase 2 of training, which was supervised casework, in which I worked actual cases under the direct supervision of the certified analysts in the section. Once I successfully completed the mock trial at the end of that phase, I was then allowed to move to independent casework, which I have been doing ever since.
And have you previously testified as an expert in the area of forensic document examination?
I have,
About how many times?
approximately 25 times.
All right. And what is forensic document examination?
Forensic document examination is a highly specialized forensic discipline in which we examine items of evidence, including handwriting, typewriting, inks, papers, or office machines, in order to determine the source or authenticity of that document. Source meaning, was it written by a particular person, printed by a particular office machine? Authenticity, is it genuine? Is it counterfeit? Or has it been altered in some way? When I complete my examinations of the evidence, I then write a report as to my findings and, when necessary, testify to those.
How is handwriting identifiable to a particular individual?
The best way to explain how handwriting is identifiable is to ask each of you to remember back to when you first learned to write. You typically learned in the 2nd or 3rd grade using a copybook. You learned to make repeated iterations of each of the letters of the alphabet as well as the numbers until you had the basic model of each letter and each word, lowercase and uppercase. You learned to put them on a baseline. You learned to make uppercase letters taller than lowercase letters. However, we've all deviated, as adults, we've all deviated from that original copybook style we were taught. And it's those deviations that are the individual handwriting characteristics that I examine in a question handwriting sample and then compare to a known handwriting sample to see if the same characteristics are from the question are present in the known and are similar to one another.
Once you've made a comparison between a known sample and a question sample, how do you report your results?
We have several levels of conclusions that we use in the field. We have on one side the identification, and this is the opinion of which the examiner has reviewed all the material and has found that the question writing was in fact written by the known writer. And at the other side of the other end of the scale is elimination, and that's after reviewing all the material, the examiner has found that there are significant differences and that it is not the writer. Down from each of those, we have a highly probably wrote and a highly probably did not write. Then we have a probable wrote, probably did not write, indications may not have written, or indications may have written, indications may not have written, and in the middle is our neutral could neither identify nor eliminate opinion.
All right, I'm gonna approach and show you what I've marked as 59, introduced into evidence 59A, and introduced into evidence 62.
Councilman, are you going to want Ms. Butler to open your books?
No, sir, I don't think that would be necessary.
Go ahead.
Thank
Showing
you.
you State's Exhibit 59 for identification purposes only. Do you recognize that exhibit?
I do.
And what did you do with that exhibit?
This particular exhibit, I inventoried to describe the contents of it. I then digitally scanned it and then used it as the purported known writing of Donna Adelson in my handwriting comparison.
Okay, and State's Exhibit 59A, does that exhibit contain the scanned pages that you selected from 59 to use as your known sample?
Some of the pages, yes, ma'am.
Yes, we did have one additional page in there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And State's Exhibit 62, is this the question sample that you used to compare against the known sample in State's Exhibit 59?
Yes, these are the images of the question document.
Okay, did you prepare a PowerPoint presentation to assist the jury in understanding your testimony here today?
I did.
Has been published?
This is only a demonstrative, you're not seeking to
It's a
admit it.
demonstrative, not a- Where I put my clicker, but if you'll just tell us when to advance the slide, we'll do that.
I will.
Okay. All right, so let's start with the next slide, please. Okay, so these are just the two exhibits that you compared as we just discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next slide, please. Okay, the question handwriting sample, next slide. Okay, wait, go back one. Okay, so what does this show?
This is the third page of the 3 pages of question writing.
And do you select certain characters or words for comparison? How do you start?
I look and examine every handwriting characteristic that is available for me to examine. I notate as I examine the question and known materials. So whenever I find all of the question individual characteristics within the handwriting to the known characteristics within the known.
So
for
you're
the-
not just picking out like, oh, she makes her S's this way. You're looking at every single character.
Every single handwritten character, yes. I examine all of it and compare it to the known writing to see if each individual characteristic is present, that is present in the question, is present in the known or not, and if it's a similarity or if it is different in any way.
And all of that funnels into the totality of your conclusion?
That's correct. At the end of the complete side-by-side examination of all of the question handwriting with all of the known handwriting, I then evaluate all of the observed characteristics, and then I make a conclusion as to the authorship.
Okay, next slide, please. And let's skip to the next one. All right, tell us what we're looking at here. I'm gonna look for the pointer while you're talking.
This is a demonstrative court chart. It has some of the words and letters from the question documents.
Pointers.
Thank you so much. So I have looked through the question documents, of which there were 3 pages. I found certain words and cropped those words digitally and placed them on this chart. I did the same thing with some of the words and letters from the known writing. And I've put similar words and letters so that I can better explain how it is that I am able to, first of all, choose an individual handwriting characteristic, and then how I'm able to show that it is found within the known writing and that it is similar.
And does the next slide indicate the points of comparison on these particular characters?
Yes, the next slide has some arrows and other markings which are pointing out some of the individual characteristics that I found in my examination and showing how they are similar between the question writings and the known writings. Oh, I apparently clicked it.
I clicked it.
Oh,
for you.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Would you like me to describe each of the characteristics?
Yeah, thank you.
So beginning with the first word in the uppercase W of the word Y, we see the overall structure of the uppercase W has a very small tick at the bottom near the baseline where it appears that there's a little bit of an upstroke and then a very small tick and then a downstroke. That kind of makes the bottom of the W. And that particular shape of it being sort of flat on one side but pointed or angled on the other side of the W, on the side that's next to the H, the right side of the W has a bit of a curve, whereas the left side does not have that curve. So I observed that similar structure in the word wall within the known writing. So you can see on the left side very flat, but on the right side a very sharp angle up to the top. And then the top ends with a bit of a tick to the right, and that's pointed out in both the red arrow, the first red arrow in the uppercase W of the word Y in the question column, as well as in the uppercase W of the word Y on the known column. In the word Y, I have also pointed out the lowercase y, the structure of it creates almost a loop. It's not entirely connected, the U of the Y and the staff of the Y, but it almost is. But that pin lift where the stroke stops, lifts, and then comes back down onto the piece of paper, that whole structure and then the two separate strokes, that particular lower column, the second row, where you see the lowercase y, the two strokes, where there's a bit of a pin drag as it lifts and then forms the staff of the Y. Looking again to the question column, the word they, you can see the crossbar of the T moving up towards the lowercase h's staff and then almost forms a loop again. There's a bit of a pin lift there between the connecting strokes of that crossbar of the T and the lowercase h's staff. You can see that same characteristic with the crossbar moving into the lowercase h and almost connecting to the staff, but leaving a pin drag or a pin lift in that area. You can see that in the in the word there, in the lowercase t and h combination in the known column. I have also pointed out in the question column in the word they, the lowercase e. The lowercase e was formed by starting in the middle of the letter, and instead of making a loop or an eyelet formation, which is typically how our lowercase e is made, it remains open as if just a tick mark before it begins its overarching structure back to the baseline. So that sort of open loop E was also found in the word ache, which you can see in the known column, where you can see the eyelet of the E is open and not rounded at all. It's sort of a sharp retrace before it forms the circular part. Like I pointed out in the word y in the question column, I've also pointed out the lowercase y and they in the question column. So this is a second variation of the lowercase y. So one variation of the lowercase y has a straight staff. The bottom of it goes straight. Another variation that this writer had was the lowercase y, in which those strokes, the bowl of the y and the staff, are actually connected here in a loop formation, and the bottom of the staff creates a curve at the bottom, whereas the lowercase y in the word y remains straight. So this particular natural variation, the lowercase y with a loop and a curve. This was found in the word Y in the known column on the first line. Natural variations are found throughout people's writing because of our lack of machine-like precision to be able to produce writing exactly the same way every time. Natural variations occur throughout our writing. So seeing different variations of a lowercase y or any letter and seeing those same variations present in the known is additional information for me to use in my conclusion. So going to the next word in the question column, it is the word Miami. The uppercase M in Miami has an interesting structure. The staff of it has an open loop formation. So it looks like a little bit of a bubble in that staff on the left side of the M. This same formation of that uppercase M was found within the known writing, and I have it pointed out in the word me in the known column. One of the other things that I wanted to point out in the word Miami is the height difference between the lowercase I and the lowercase a. This particular writer, when writing the I-A together, tended to make the lowercase I lower than the lowercase a, whereas you can see it's sort of floating above the baseline. That particular characteristic was also found within the words Miami within the known writing, which I have pointed one out on the right side of the column in the second Miami, but it is also seen in the first version of Miami as well, just not pointed out with an arrow. The lowercase a in Miami, I'm pointing out two different characteristics with that lowercase a. I'm pointing out the structure of the lowercase a kind of having a bit of an open top. There's a space between the top of it and the staff of it, kind of leaving a little bit of an open circle. And the structure of it being kind of having a bit of a hat to it. That particular characteristic was found in the lowercase a of the word tenants, which is about 8 lines down on the known column. One of the other characteristics I'm pointing out with the lowercase a in Miami is how the ending stroke of the a sweeps under the lowercase m in Miami next to it. And that particular characteristic, which was found in the word Miami in the question, was also found within the word Miami within the known writing. And you can see it in the first version of Miami on the 4th line in the known column. Moving on to the word and in the question column, the overall uppercase structure of the letter is formed with only one stroke. So beginning on the left side and moving up from the baseline, creating sort of a triangle, but whenever that stroke comes down to the baseline, the right side of the A, it causes a retrace that forms the crossbar of the A. So it is actually one stroke, almost like a triangle, except the bottom, instead of meeting the left staff, comes up and forms a curved crossbar of the A. And that particular letter formation was found within the known writing, also in the uppercase A. You can see in the known column on the 6th row. The spacing relationship between the lowercase n and the lowercase d is the next characteristic that I have pointed out within my demonstrative aid. So the fact that the n is sort of diving into that lowercase d is found within the word dividend. You can see at the end how at the end of the word dividend, the lowercase n is sort of piercing through the loop of the d, the bottom of the d. And that particular spacing characteristic was found within the question as well as the known. And I also wanted to point out the open loop of the D. So the bottom of the D, the bowl of the D is open. Whenever that character was created, it started at the top, went towards the baseline, then created a counterclockwise curve, but instead of coming and meeting the staff, it stayed open and just stayed at the baseline. So pointing out that particular characteristic of that open bold lowercase d can be found in the word card in the known column. The next word in the question column is the word once. The lowercase NTS is where I'm going to focus on, although there are more characteristics that I have not pointed out. The lowercase n and s are nearly touching, which is odd because whenever you're taught to learn the copybook style, you're taught to leave an even amount of spacing between each letter in a word. So the s touching the n, which is 2 letters outside of the word, was an interesting characteristic that I found in the word tenants on the 8th row on the known column. You can also see it in the word comments, though I don't have it pointed out with a red arrow, but the N and the S look like as if they are touching. The combination of the crossbar T to the lowercase s, to the formation of the lowercase s, in the word once in the question column, that particular characteristic was found within the word comments, where you can see the lowercase t's crossbar continues out to the right and then forms a loop as it makes a counterclockwise loop around and then comes closer to the baseline and then kind of goes underneath the lowercase t to touch the lowercase n. That particular combination was found within the known writing in tenants as well as comments. The next word in the question column is the word whatever. The lowercase w in the word whatever, there's a line underneath it. That is indicating is that the left side of the W is actually lower on the baseline than the right side of the W. And that particular characteristic was also found within the known writing in the known column 8 within the word once. I didn't use this laser the whole time. The lowercase w in the word once on the known column, the left side of it is much closer to the baseline than the right side. Moving on to the next characteristic, it is the spacing between the lowercase t and the lowercase e in the word whatever. The T crossbar is touching the lowercase e. That particular characteristic was found within the word after. And the formation of the V is a very blocky shape with the left side being lower than the right side. The bottom kind of creates more of a square rather than a curve or a V shape retrace. That particular characteristic was also found within the known writing in the word deliver. Another characteristic within the word whatever in the question column is the combination of the ER. The lowercase e, as it ends, creates the beginning stroke of the lowercase r, connecting the e and the r at the bottom. And that particular characteristic was also found within the word deliver and the word after in the known writing.
And do these examples comprise all of the characteristics that you looked at, or are these just a few examples?
These are just a few examples of some of the question characteristics that I examined and found to be similar within the known writing.
And what conclusion did you reach in reference to the question, did Donna Adelson write the script contained in State's Exhibit 62?
I identified the known writing purportedly written by Donna Adelson as to be the writer of the question handwriting.
And is that the highest level of conclusion that you reach in your reporting?
Identification is the highest level, yes, ma'am.
1 minute. No further questions.
Cross-examination.
We've never contested that our client wrote that document, no questions.
You may step down.
Move to strike the comment, Your Honor.
The comment is struck. Members of the jury, you are to consider what came from the witness stand as the evidence. You may step down.
Thank you.
Have a good day. You are released. Please call your next witness.
May we have a short recess to set up for the next witness?
That's fine. Members of the jury, the bailiff will take you to the jury room. We'll resume at 3:35.
Sorry, forgot. I was on the phone with Travis. um, yeah, he knows. He knows better. He knows better than to do that. That's for closing arguments. He can't do that. He can't. We've never said that that was written by our client. He can't do that. He knows better. He can do that in closing arguments. He can't do that now. That was inappropriate, and he knows it. He slipped that in there. He thought he was going to slip that in there. He could have come up with a question. I don't know how. He could have figured something out. Some kind of question to ask her that he could have, I don't know. He could have got that across some other way than making an inappropriate comment. And I was wondering about the handwriting thing because I know they don't teach kids cursive anymore. I remember the paper with the top line and the bottom line and then the dotted line in the middle. When I was learning cursive, I guess, yeah, when I was learning to print too. But I don't know how they teach kids how to write now. I know they don't teach cursive anymore. But I guess it's still the same with teaching print. That you still have to look at the letter and learn to print the letter. And then you, like she said, you know, we have our own little deviations as because we're not machines or whatever she said. I can't believe he did that. I am still. This trial has gotten boring, but I'm still shocked that he did that. He knows better. I mean, come on. That was like law school 101. You don't do that. I'm waiting for something exciting to happen. I think we're spoiled after the last trial. Because the last trial was like every 5 minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. And now this trial is like, when is this over? Can we do something exciting now, please? Hopefully Donna will get on the stand. Maybe that'll be exciting. She's just gonna get up there and lie. Do you think she's gonna testify? I want to know if Charlie's going to testify. He has to be. Why would they take him to Tallahassee to testify? But I guess maybe he's testifying for her. Because they haven't called him yet for the prosecution. Shadow, what are you doing? You want to say hi? She doesn't want to say hi. Okay. This rain is about to drive me crazy. I want it to stop. This has been the worst summer. The springs, you can't swim in the springs when there's a lot of rain because it stirs up all the silt and stuff on the bottom of the river and it turns the spring blue. And they don't let you swim. I don't know why they don't let you swim. It's like a visibility problem. I don't think it's dangerous or anything. I don't understand why they don't let you swim. Oh, or a water moccasin thing. Maybe it is a safety thing. But the gators usually don't come up into the springs. You would think, because like with sharks on the beach and stuff, that attracts sharks. But alligators are the opposite. This is all I was gonna do, you stinker. I was gonna put you up here, and you ran from me. It has to be your idea? Is that it? Has to be your idea. You're such a brat. So splashing and stuff attracts sharks, but they don't be. I think the emotional stuff is an act, though. I think it's an act. I really do. I don't think. Because when she started crying the first time she cried, when she saw an x-ray of Dan's head, I think it's fake. I don't know what's going on with my eyes, y'all. I hate putting eye drops in my eyes. If I've got some kind of weird thing where I have to start using eye drops, I'm not going to be happy. I hate putting drops in my eyes. I used to hate putting drops in my patient's eyes, too. I don't know why. I've got a thing about things going in eyes. That's like, I used to say, I don't ever want to have eye surgery. And when I had to have my cataract surgery, I have never been so scared in my life. And after everything I've had done to me, my cataract surgery was after the chemo and after everything that's been done over all my mess over all the years. The most thing I've been afraid of, everything, my eye surgery. And I was so scared. And then my eye doctor was like, you're not even going to be able to see anything. I come in at the side and you're going to look at a light. You're not going to see anything. It'll be fine. And I'm like, I don't know. You're coming at my eye with sharp things. She's like, Debbie, you're going to be fine. And I was. She was absolutely right. I didn't see anything. They put drops in your eye that numb your eye. You don't feel anything. You're wide awake, but you don't feel anything. She puts this drape over your head and it's got just like a little flap thing, and it makes everything blurry, and it's just a little tiny space where she goes in at the side, so you don't see anything coming at you, and she has you look at this light, and you just lay there, and everything's blurry, and then there's a bright light. It was absolutely nothing, no big deal to it at all. But I got a thing about my eyes. I don't know. I guess my grandmother had macular degeneration, so she was legally blind, and I think that's why I've got a thing about my eyes, because her mom, my great grandmother that I never met, she went completely blind, and then my grandmother was legally blind, so. I gotta think. Like when I go to the eye doctor, every time I go to the eye doctor, I'm like, how's my macular? How's my macula? Is it okay? Is my macula okay? And they're like, yes, Debbie, it's fine. You're good. Cause I'm like, that's like my biggest thing is like my eyes. But they itch and water all the time. And it's time for new glasses. My eye doctor appointment is September 15th. So I hope we're not doing a trial, and I think I could only get an appointment at 12:45 in the middle of the day. So yeah, 12:45. So if we're doing a trial, it's gonna screw up the day, but that's the only time I could get an appointment. I'm ready to hear Charlie testify. I thought Katie McBanawaz's testimony would be more interesting than it was. I don't know why I thought this trial would be better than it is. It's nowhere near as exciting as I thought it was going to be. Any idea what trial's coming up next? Because we were going to do Stephen Stearns, whatever his name is. He was supposed to be next, but he took a plea deal. Brian Koberger took a plea deal. I don't know what I can't talk. I don't know what's up next. How long is this trial supposed to last? 2 weeks, I think. So we'll be done at the end of this week, or beginning of next week, or no, done at the end of next week, or beginning of the following week. Really? Maybe his testimony will be good. I know he's got to testify, because they wouldn't have transferred him to Tallahassee if he wasn't going to testify. And I can't remember who I heard that. I think I heard it, not heard it, but saw a thumbnail or something from Surviving the Survivor, and he has been on this case since the beginning. So, and Joel is usually pretty good about knowing what's going on. Who's Charlie or Joel? I watched clips of Charlie's trial, but it was just Wendy Adelson. I just watched Wendy's testimony, and I was confused. I didn't know what bump was. They kept talking about the bump, but they didn't explain it. They didn't really. The clips that I saw, they didn't explain the bump like they did in this. It must have been explained through another witness, and then they were talking to Wendy about the bump, and I was confused. I was like, wait a minute, what's a bump? What is an FBI bump? I don't know what they're talking about. I never heard of a bump before. and I think that like left some money, like made an arrangement to drop some money off. You know, like when someone calls and says you need to leave, you know, like a ransom drop kind of a thing. Yeah, I thought it probably was. I was thinking though that it was like she got extorted and they had told her to drop money somewhere and then they were gonna surveil that. I thought that they had told Charlie to drop money somewhere and that they were gonna surveil him dropping it and then they were gonna pick him up. That's what I thought the bump was, because I only watched clips of Wendy and then they didn't explain what the bump was. Oh, why not? Did it say why not? I like FNF. It's just on so late and I don't, and then it's so long too. So, which I mean, it's fine. I just it's a lot. It's long. But like with the Casotis trial, I just watched the pertinent parts that I wanted to watch. I love Ian and I love Rob, but it's long. It's really, really long. And when it's a live stream, I like to be in the live chat, and it's just too late for me to be in the live chat. So then I don't really watch it unless it's something that I'm really, really interested in. Oh, was it bad? I'm sorry. But hey, it's over now, right? Oh. Did he get married yet? Or is he one of those people that get engaged and just stay engaged forever? I don't understand people that do that. Yeah, that's Rob's Lawn Lumber's thing he does every Friday. There is nothing moving on that monitor. Why are you staring at it? The ticker is moving on the bottom. Why are you looking at the top where nothing's moving? You're so silly. That's our state seal, honey. Isn't it pretty? See the Indian on it? Or the Native American? I'm sorry, the Native American on it? She likes her state seal.
Everyone can be seated. You may call your next witness. Sergeant Corbett, you remain under oath, sir. Just remind you to testify truthfully. You may examine.
Thank you, Judge. Does your second presentation in this trial today contain text messages from Donna Adelson?
It does, yes.
And were these text messages ones that were from her phone that was seized in Miami Airport in November of 2023?
Yes, they're from a forensic examination of that phone that was taken from her person.
And does this presentation also contain messages from Charlie Adelson's iCloud?
It does, yes.
And were the amount of messages in both that iCloud and from that cell phone voluminous?
They were, yes.
Your summary that I've labeled 73B, and for the record, I'll make the summary from his first part of his presentation 73A, and this one will be 73B. Do these include some of the text relevant to the specific things I'm going to ask you about today from those voluminous records?
It does, yes.
At this time, I would move State 73B into evidence subject to the court's ruling.
Any objection?
Subject to the court's ruling, Your Honor.
73B, you said?
Yes, sir.
73B will be admitted.
And I'd also make 73A, please.
Any objection as to 73, or were those already admitted?
73 has already been admitted, so I'd just be amending the name of the exhibit.
Go ahead and continue.
All right. Just as you did in your first testimony, did you create a PowerPoint of your summary that will go into evidence with the jury as a demonstrative here in court?
I did, yes.
And does this demonstrative contain other evidence that maybe the jury's already seen in this case, such as State's Exhibit 62?
I believe it does, yes.
All right. Permission to use a demonstrative, Judge?
You may.
All right. Looking at State's Exhibit 62, this first slide, does this appear to be a question and answer session here? There's a part that says Q, followed by a question, and a part that says A, followed by the answer to the question.
That's correct.
And when a witness is on the stand in a trial like you are today, does your testimony have to be in a question? Go to the first page of State's Exhibit 62.
What question was that?
Looking at this first bit of information here, what does this writing say that Kay said?
It says here in the highlighted section that Kay said she told Charlie on the night of the murder.
I'm going to object. This is testimony is cumulative to the other evidence that's already been admitted.
Overruled, the witness may provide context concerning the admitted evidence.
What does it say that Kay said?
She said she told Charlie on the night of the murder that some friends of hers went to Tallahassee and killed him.
Okay, and does that story sound familiar?
It does, yes.
And are you familiar with Charlie Adelson's testimony in his trial in October of 2023?
I am, yes.
Okay. The next sentence, does the next sentence say, she asked him to give her $350,000 he was going to pay so his sister could relocate with her children to Miami. He went crazy on her. He said that was going to be an offer to his brother-in-law, not to kill him. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so according to this story and to Charlie, to kill Dan Kell, right?
That's correct.
They just did it in their own in hopes of getting paid.
Correct.
All right, looking at the next page, is this the bottom part of the first page combined with the top part of the second page?
It is, yes.
Okay, looking at the next sentence, does it say, he threatened me that he was going to go to the police. I told him if he went to the police, these murderers would kill him. And if they don't get you, they'll kill your mom and dad, exclamation point. You should have seen his face, exclamation point. He turned white, exclamation point. He was scared shitless, in quotations.
Yes.
Okay, looking down at the next paragraph, does it say that she convinced him that the murderers think that a woman is paying for this? They don't know Charlie, and she told him she would tell her friends, she wouldn't tell her friends who he is, she can keep him safe. Is that right?
Yes.
So according to this, the men who killed Dan Markel are not the ones giving him the information the night of this murder. It's Catherine McBanois. Is that right?
Correct.
And was that consistent with what Charlie Adelson said in his testimony? He said that McBanois came over alone the night of the murder and told him that he was being extorted by some people she knew.
That's correct.
All right, looking down at the next section, does it say he opened his safe and gave her stacks of money? I'm sorry, can you go back up?
Yes. It does, yes. He opened his safe and gave her stacks of money.
Who wrote this?
And what does the rest of that paragraph say?
Then she told him he can pay her the rest in cash. She said he was giving her $3,000 every month. She laughed about how easy it was to extort him for the money. He wouldn't have to take her out for a fancy dinner. She could buy plenty of fancy dinners with $350,000.
Judge, can we approach, please?
Approach.
Who wrote this letter? Or whatever it is. Donna wrote this? I'm so confused right now. Oh, this is the letter that she and the inmate wrote? This is the lie letter? Okay, I got it. I'm caught up now. This is the story letter about what? I got it. I'm caught up now, Shadow. Are you caught up? You know what's going on? Did she do it, Shadow? Is she guilty? You watching this trial with us, right? You know what's going on. Right? Right?
Please continue, Ms. Diggle.
Okay. In Charlie Adelson's testimony, did he say that he paid Catherine McBanois $3,000 a month because he did not have $350,000?
That's correct.
Okay. Did he say he gave her, I think it was $138,000 that night or the next morning, and then the rest was $3,000 a month over time?
That's correct.
And was that paid, he said, from $1,000 a month in her paycheck from Adelson Institute and $2,000 in cash?
Yes.
And in his testimony, did he say that McBanois assured him that none of the money would be going to her? She was giving it all to the extorters, including the money from her paycheck.
Yes.
And did he testify that he told his mother, Donna Adelson, about the extortion in September of 2014?
Yes.
All right, can we move on to the next paragraph? I have a couple of questions about that. Okay, in this middle paragraph and in this final paragraph, is the word extort used twice?
Yes.
Okay. And then at the bottom, ha is written out.
It is, yes.
Looking at the word, the first time we see the word extort on this page, is that underlined for emphasis?
It appears to be yes.
Okay, when did Donna Adelson first learn of the meaning of the word extortion?
Well, we know that there was a search from the web history of that forensic examination, and I can move to that now, that was in October of 23. That is reference to extortion versus blackmail.
Okay, and what date was that search?
How do you know what day she learned what the word extortion meant? How do you know she didn't know what that word meant for her whole life? What are you doing coding on my laptop, girlfriend?
Search made.
Again, October 16th of 2023.
Was that about a week before Charlie Adelson's trial began?
It is, yes.
That she's looking up the difference between extortion and blackmail?
Correct.
And that would be even though, according to his testimony, he and his mother had been being extorted since 2014.
Correct.
All right, after Donna Adelson's phone was seized on November 13th of 2023, were we able to extract the data through a Cellbrite report?
We were, yes.
And from the phone in her possession, was there evidence that Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson were talking about Charlie's trial and verdict happening?
Yes.
What date did statements begin on October 24th of 2023?
Yes.
Okay, so that would be the first day of the trial when there was an opening statement and the state started calling their first witnesses. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then what day did Charlie Adelson testify in his defense in that case?
November 2nd.
All right, and in this conversation between Donna Adelson and Wendy Adelson, did Donna Adelson agree that Charlie Adelson's testimony about being extorted was the truth, that he was telling the truth?
She did, yes.
Okay, can we see that exchange?
Yes.
Now, right before this exchange, did Wendy Adelson send a prayer hands emoji?
Yes.
Okay, and then what was Donna Adelson's response to that?
That we shouldn't have to pray. He's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years, differs through this, and now what? Prayer hands.
And then does she clarify that she meant suffers, not differs?
Yes.
Okay, so what date was this text sent on?
Shadow.
Again, November 6th of 2023.
So this would have been about 4 days after Charlie Adelson's testimony,
Correct.
but before a verdict was rendered in the case.
That's correct.
It says that he's telling the truth, protected his little sister for years. Was Robert Adelson a witness in Charlie Adelson's trial? Was he called by either the state or the defense?
He was not.
Okay. So the only person that Wendy Adelson was a little sister of who testified in Charlie Adelson's trial was Charlie
Jill?
Adelson then.
That's correct.
And here she's saying he's telling the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
Was that the only time that she said that Charlie Adelson's defense was the truth during that trial?
It is not.
Okay, can you show us all the messages where she's letting people know that it's the truth? Okay, so she's sending these messages to different friends or family members saying, finally, the truth is out?
That is correct. All of these messages were sent in a relatively short time frame to various friends and associates.
Okay. Were there more messages than just this?
There were.
Okay, and so she's seeing if people are watching more about it being the truth. Is that right?
Yes.
It says Dan just proved extortion. Was Dan Rashbaum Charlie Adelson's attorney at trial?
He was, yes.
Besides these things, I mean, what else did Donna Adelson say? Or did she say anything else to Wendy Adelson? Okay, thank you. Okay, here is she asking someone to watch opening because the truth is out.
That's correct.
All right. What else does Donna Adelson say to Wendy Adelson about this extortion defense?
She says that she's sorry this has been our life for so many years. It has been torture, but your lawyer didn't want you to know what happened. I think if you did, our relationship and your with Charlie would have been much different. I hope he knew what he was doing. Your testimony was crucial. Let's see what a jury does to him and to the rest of us. You know I'm next, but that won't happen. I'll take care of that.
What date is that? Or
That
was
wa-
that sent?
I'm
What
sorry,
date was that sent?
November 1st of 23.
So she's saying she hasn't told Wendy about this extortion defense because Wendy's attorney didn't want her to,
Correct.
and it might affect their relationship.
Yes.
Did we look in the cell phone reports and records to see whether there was any phone evidence of Charlie Adelson being extorted by McBanois or Garcia or Rivera?
We did, yes.
All right, looking at the day after Dan Markel's murder, which would have been July 19th of 2014, would that have been the day after McBanois would have told Charlie Adelson he was being extorted, per
Yeah.
his testimony and this State 62?
Yes.
Okay. What did Charlie Adelson and McBanois, what were they saying to each other in text messages that day, the day after this alleged extortion?
So he speaks of heading to the gym, asking her if she's taking her children to the beach. She replies that it's beautiful, probably the pool, and he encouraged her to have a nice day.
Okay, so then this would have been after McBanois left his home that morning that we saw in your first presentation and is headed south toward Rivera's. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, and Charlie Adelson reaches out to McBanois first. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And he says he's headed to the gym?
Yes.
Any mention of extortion, bad guys, money in these messages?
No,
Does it appear that there's any anger or fear in these messages?
it does not.
What about, and in the, what about in the week following the murder? What did they talk about that week?
Well, there's additional messages from the 19th, later on in the afternoon. And then, yes, we have messages from the next week.
And what were their conversations that week like? So here they're talking about the weather and how late it is in the day.
Yes.
Okay. What about the next messages? She wants him to get Jerry to call in some prescription shampoo for her.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He says sweet dreams.
Yes.
What's next? She's complaining about a headache, migraine.
Yes.
Okay. What's next? He's saying laugh out loud.
Yes.
All right. Any more after that? Here she says, have a good day, smiley face, and he says, you too?
Correct.
And is that all we have from that week?
Yes.
Did they ever discuss extortion, bad guys, money?
No.
Okay. Does it seem like pretty mundane things?
It does, yes.
All right, from 2014 to 2016, those 2 years after the murder, do Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBanois stay in regular contact with each other, even after they break up in the fall of 2014?
Yes.
Okay, from the messages, do they appear to have a close friendship?
I would say yes.
Can you show us some examples of that? Or is she giving him some relationship advice and saying he'd make a great dad?
Yes.
All right, and what's next? Does Charlie Adelson tell her he loves her in October of 2014?
He does.
Does he say, it makes me feel good that you care about me. I'm very lucky to have you as part of my life.
He does.
Okay, what's next? Oh, I'm sorry, can you go back? Does she respond that she will always care about him?
Yes.
Okay, what's next? And here they have an exchange. Is this in February of 2015?
It is.
And here she says, I always know how to make you smile, and he says, yes, you do.
Correct.
What's next? What do they say here?
It's February 24th of 15. Good, I love you. And he replies, I love you too.
Okay, what about later that year? Are there more friendly exchanges?
October 27th of 2015.
And she's maybe wishing him a happy birthday and thank you for helping me and I love you?
Yes.
And what does he say back?
Can't wait to get lunch with you. You're the best. I am lucky to have you as a friend for life.
Smiley face?
Yes.
Okay, what's next? All right, here are they kind of calling each other names, it seems like in a funny way,
Yes,
and he says, I miss you.
yes.
And what about the next month? Are there any messages in the next month? Okay, maybe some sort of inside joke here.
Yes,
Okay. Is she giving laughing, crying emojis?
yes,
All right, what's next? Is this the same day?
it is.
And how does he end this exchange?
LOL, you're the best.
So laugh out loud, you're the best?
Yes.
After maintaining a close friendship for years, according to these texts, at what point did Charlie Adelson and Catherine McBanois no longer have any contact via phone again? Is it after the arrest of Sigfredo Garcia?
Yes. I'm trying to recall exactly when that ended, but it was well into the time of the arrest, yes.
Okay. Now, in all of these messages from the records between Charlie Adelson and McBanois in those 2 years, are there any messages where they discuss being extorted?
No,
Are there any messages where they discuss Dan Markel's murder?
no,
What about McBanois knowing people who wanted to hurt his family, or anything like that?
nothing.
When Donna Adelson's phone was seized and cell-brighted, was there evidence inside that Donna Adelson and Charlie Adelson had communicated for several years over WhatsApp?
Yes.
And what is WhatsApp?
WhatsApp is just a communication app, multi-platform. You can use it on iPhones or Androids or other devices, and it is just another platform which people can communicate, voice, text. And it is what we call an over-the-top app in that it does not go through the carrier traditional infrastructure. So it's not using their text message service, it's using the data side. So we don't see records of that, those communications in the call detail records that we get. And it offers the security of encryption, that those messages are encrypted for the security of the senders.
Just sometimes people use WhatsApp because maybe they're somewhere internationally and that's the easiest way to communicate internationally.
Yes.
Just sometimes people use WhatsApp because, as you said, it's an encrypted service and maybe those messages can be harder to find just a regular text message.
Please approve.
Okay. I could ask a different question, Judge.
Please do.
What does an encrypted message mean?
So encrypted means that the message content itself is encoded in a way that it cannot be easily read or decoded in transit. So if there was an interception or someone were to get hold of that text message, because of the encryption, you're not able to actually see what's in there. And so that provides, again, for the security of those messages and traffic.
Speculation. Everybody
Okay, thank
knows
you.
WhatsApp's encrypted.
Looking at this WhatsApp thread between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson, were some messages seen in 2023 that law enforcement did not previously have?
Correct.
Okay. If you could turn our attention to the first one from July of 2016. Okay. Do you mind going to the next? Thank you. All right, so they're talking about some good news.
Yes.
Okay, what's next? All right, so what does Charlie Adelson say here?
He says that the information he got, no, it's in the paper from yesterday, and I spoke to Marcus this morning. He said it's not official yet, but it's looking that way after he spoke to Garcia attorney.
Okay, and when was that message sent?
July 21st of 2016.
Okay, was David Marcus, spelled with a K, was that Charlie Adelson's attorney at the time?
Yes.
So according to this text, Charlie Adelson's attorney was talking to Garcia's attorney, and he's letting his mother Donna Adelson know that in this message?
Yes.
Who did Marcus run into when he met with Garcia's lawyer?
Katie.
I believe 73A and 73 have been admitted at this point. evidence. It'd be cool.
What happened when Garcia's lawyer, when Charlie Adelson's lawyer met with Garcia's lawyer? Who did they run into?
Ms. Magbanua.
Okay. Now, how do we know that Kaddie is Magbanua?
That's how he had her listed in his contacts within his phone, Charlie Adelson's.
Okay. So throughout their relationship, Catherine Magbanua's phone number and all these messages are all to Kaddie in his phone. That's how he spelled Katie.
Correct.
Okay. And then how does Donna Adelson respond to this?
To the small world comment, she replies that it is, and then he goes on to discuss the meeting.
So does he say that his attorney said they said hi to each other, they shook hands, he introduced himself, and she is nice and beautiful?
Correct.
Okay, and how does Donna Adelson respond?
Like all your girlfriends.
Okay, so this is July of 2016. So is this about 2 months after Garcia was arrested for the murder of Sigfredo Garcia was arrested for the murder of Dan Markel? His baby mama?
Yes.
Okay. Did Donna Adelson or Charlie Adelson express any anger here or four-letter words for Garcia, the man who shot Dan Markel and had been arrested for it 2 months earlier?
No.
Or for Katie, the mother of his children?
No.
All right, looking at the next month in August, show us this WhatsApp message. Now, is it between Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson?
It is, yes.
Okay, can you read us the message from August 2nd here?
Charlie Adelson says, "Did you see in the paper where the state star witness that rented the hotel room is a convicted cocaine dealer? Maybe those guys were just up in Tallahassee buying drugs and just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe the coke dealer did it because Danny did not pay him for his drugs, just like he stiffed everyone else he did business with. This whole thing is just crazy."
So at this point in August, you said Garcia and Rivera, they had been arrested for at least 2 months, right?
Yes.
And at this point, Charlie Adelson, according to Charlie Adelson, and according to him, he and his mother had been extorted for almost a year and a half as of a couple months ago.
That'd be correct.
In this message from Charlie Adelson, though, does it appear to spitball another theory of Dan Markel's murder besides the extortion, that they've supposedly been extorted for the last 2 years by the killers?
It does, yes.
And when law enforcement investigated, did the hitman actually hang out with a local cocaine dealer who the police interviewed, and he gave them information about the men he sold drugs to?
Yes.
Okay. And that was in the paper.
I'm sorry?
And they're talking about the fact that that was in the paper.
Yes.
Okay. And that maybe that coke dealer's the guy that killed Danny.
Yes.
Maybe Danny was buying drugs from him, stiffed him, something like that.
That's what it says, yes.
Okay. What's next after this? After Donna Adelson says, "I did not see that," which paper?
Charlie indicates that it was in the Tallahassee Democrat, and Donna that she has stopped reading everything.
And does she say, "Wow, exclamation point, I've stopped reading everything"?
Yes.
Does she say, "What are you talking about? You told me that they've been extorting us for 2 years."
Sustained.
Is there anything about extortion in these messages?
There is not.
All right. Last thing we saw from, or at the beginning of the presentation, we saw that in Donna Adelson's phone, she said that he was telling the truth in his trial, and the truth is out. Was there another message to Wendy Adelson after she told excuse me, I'm sorry. Is there more messages here?
There is, just the end of that conversation.
Okay, thank you. Can you walk us through these, and then I'll move on?
Certainly, it's just the conclusion of that the guy admitted to selling them cocaine and hanging.
This is cumulative.
That is cumulative.
Okay, is this the end of the conversation that we just saw?
It is, yes.
Okay. And do these messages mention extortion?
They do not.
All right. Going back to November of 2023, did we find messages in Donna Adelson's phone from November of 2023 when the verdict was announced between Donna and Wendy?
Yes.
Okay, can we see that message? Or maybe this, okay. She says there's a verdict. This is on November 6, 2023, is that correct?
That's correct.
Was a verdict delivered, meaning read out loud by the clerk or by the judge, sometime between 5 p.m. and 5:15 p.m. on that day, November 6th?
Yes.
Okay. When does Wendy send her next message?
At 5:27 p.m.
So this would have been after the verdict was rendered?
Yes.
All right. And she says, I love you very much. Call if you feel like you can. Is that right?
Yes.
And how does Donna Adelson respond? Can you read that message?
Your brother protected you for years. Now you are not guilty. Your lawyer took very good care of you. You can bury me in the dress that I bought for Lincoln's bar mitzvah.
And was that sent at 5:31 p.m. on November 6th?
It was, yes.
So about 15 to 20 minutes after the verdict?
Yes.
What was that?
All right, so now we know the time of the verdict, sometime between 5 and 5:15 p.m. on November 6th. After the verdict, was there evidence found in Donna Adelson's phone that Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson began to plan to flee the country?
Yes.
All right.
It's argumentative.
The rule,
Can you walk us through what was found in her phone from after the verdict?
So there is a conversation, again in WhatsApp, between Donna Adelson and a representative from Vietnam e-Visa regarding getting a visa for herself and for Harvey.
Okay, and are we going to go through the entire Visa chat here today?
We are not.
Okay.
It's quite lengthy.
Are these just some excerpts from the Visa chat?
They are, yes.
All right, before court today, did you have an opportunity to look at States 58, the Visa chat?
I did, yes.
Okay, and are they right between Vietnam e-Visa and Donna Adelson?
Yes.
At this time, I move 58 into evidence.
any objection?
Yes, sir.
States 58 is admitted.
Thank you. All right, if you could walk us through a few excerpts from this chat.
Yes, again, we can see that this is between Miss Adelson and the Vietnam visa. And the first message in this conversation starts on November 7th at 3:55 p.m.
Okay, so is that within 24 from, what does that first message say?
WhatsApp group, and it states that messages and calls are end-to-end encrypted. No one outside of this chat, not even WhatsApp, can read or listen to them. Tap to learn more.
And the only way we're reading them is because we were able to take or seize the phone and get the information off the phone.
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Can
Sure. Hi, Daisy. I'm trying to get a fast-track emergency visa
Yeah,
for
post the
Vietnam.
link, please.
objection that we talked about sidebar.
Overruled, this has not been published before the jury. This is the publishing of the evidence at this time. You may continue.
I'm sorry, you left off at fast track emergency visa for Vietnam.
I filled everything out on the online application. I filled out the visa option. I wanted the fastest I can get it, put in the applicant details with our photos approval. It's for Donna Adelson and Harvey Adelson. Yes, that is the site we applied for online. I just do not see how to pay for this.
Okay, and what's next?
She says if I do not get there until the 12th or 13th of November, is that a problem? If I am putting down November 11th,
How long
you,
her
Judy.
visa will be for?
yes, she indicates I would like the 90-day visa and clarifies 90-day multi-entrance.
Okay, what happens when she finds out there isn't enough time to get a 90-day visa? Because it's an emergency fast track one.
So her reply is, if we get a 30-day visa, can I extend it while I am in Vietnam?
Okay, but then the chat says we can arrange for the 90-day.
Yes.
All right, if she were to, like, let's say that, and I know that they didn't get the visas till a few days later, but let's say she got the visa into February 7th.
Yes.
Okay, and that's the choice that they gave her, the 90 or the 30 and extend?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Now, eventually in this chat, does she send she and Harvey Adelson's pictures?
She does, yes.
Okay. Are they letting her know all the things that she'll need to provide?
Yes.
Okay. And does she say 90-day multiple entry is what I would like as fast as possible, and that next Monday, as the next Monday to receive the visas will be fine?
That's correct.
Okay. What's next? They've received her email.
Correct.
And she sends her picture. Does she send Harvey's picture as well? Okay, thank you. Now, at some point in this chat, is it getting close to her flight date and she has not yet received her visas?
Yes.
Okay.
In addition to the photograph, she also sends copies of their passports.
Okay, and this is the flight information as far as where they're flying into, the date of arrival, the email, and the type of e-visa it is.
That's correct.
Okay, she gives them her flight information. Is that right?
Correct?
Okay, now we're 5 days later, and does she say in capital letters, now it is almost 10 a.m. on Sunday. We take our flight tomorrow at 8 p.m. That is 30 hours. She's afraid that she's not going to get it in time. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, what happens next?
So the response is that we will send e-visa to you within 21 hours from now. It's fine for your flight. Please don't worry.
Okay, and does she actually end up getting her visa?
She does, yes.
Okay, can you walk us through the rest?
Yes, so this is November 13th, 5:28 a.m. She receives a visa for herself and for Harvey Adelson.
Okay. Now, was there other evidence that showed that the Adelsons did not have plans of returning home anytime soon? What was found on her phone as far as her Amazon deliveries?
Message to herself, kind of as a reminder, and this was on November 8th, to stop Amazon deliveries.
Okay, and was there a note left in their apartment to sell a belonging?
Yes.
Okay, does this indicate that this is who Wendy should call to get the paperwork so the gun can be sold if it is to be sold?
Yes, as it needs to be sold with the paperwork.
All right. What about, we've heard about Donna Adelson's planner. Was there some entries in the planner for the week after Charlie Adelson's trial that indicated they weren't planning to come home anytime soon? What's the first entry here?
So the first entry we see is sell and list jewelry, dishes, implants, comics.
Okay, and what date was that?
I'd have to go back to the top to see the date of that, which we actually don't have on the top of that.
Okay, I think we do have it in evidence, so,
Okay.
what number is that? Okay, so the first entry you're pointing out here, though, I'm sorry, if you could go back to the highlight.
Oops.
And so that was to sell jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics?
Yes.
All right, did they have a note about packing for Vietnam? Okay, was there also notes at the bottom about canceling disability insurance?
Yes.
2, in fact.
Yes.
Was there a note for, I'm looking in the middle of the screen here, for Wendy to tell Dan regarding Vietnam, and he must tell Charlie on his private line? Is that right?
Yes.
Would Charlie Adelson have been in custody at that time?
Yes.
And if the Adelsons were to call Charlie Adelson and tell him they're going to Vietnam, would that call be recorded and available to law enforcement?
Yes.
If Dan, Charlie's attorney, calls Charlie to tell him that information, would that call be private and law enforcement cannot listen to that?
That's correct.
Okay, are there some more entries in this planner? Is there an entry regarding child support at the top? Okay. If they were paying child support for Charlie's child, does it show that they intended to pay, or they have a note about this child support through November 2025?
That's correct.
So they're making a note of that for the next 2 years in advance?
Correct.
Because at this point, we're in November of 2023?
Yes.
All right, and then looking down, we see that note's on Saturday, November 18th. If this planner was collected by law enforcement in Miami on November 14th, would this have been like a note of a reminder to yourself in the future that you've made here on the 18th?
It could be, yes.
Okay. And is that reminder, tell Wendy, do October expenses for 3 properties and enter in computer?
Yes.
Okay. I asked you when the first entry was. We see the end of the week is Saturday, November 18th, so I think you can probably see what week we're on, but I'm going to show you what's marked as states. 59A. Looking at this first entry here that we saw of selling the jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics, what day was that?
That
planned
was Thursday, November 9th.
for? Okay, so that would have been 2 days after the visa chat and 3 days after the verdict?
Yes.
Were there text message on Donna Adelson's phone where she is trying to communicate her plans to Wendy Adelson?
Yes.
Okay. Can you go to those messages? Here in these messages, is she letting Wendy Adelson know they need to talk to her? It's not about the case. They need business assistance. They need to help her with personal things and business stuff. You know, please respond to them. Please talk to them.
Yes, that they need her to help them, yes.
Okay. What do we have next?
November
Does-
10th.
Does Donna Adelson, I'm sorry?
She provides 2 contact cards to Wendy stating that you need to have this info.
And is one of those for an attorney and one that looks to be for a property, a condo in a certain tower?
Yes.
All right. Were there other messages to friends where she's trying to convey information?
Yes.
All right. Looking at this message on November 7th, is Donna Adelson saying to her friend Annie that she can't say why, but they, the Adelsons, may need you guys to come here, both of you. Wendy's not responding, and we have an issue that we cannot discuss over the phone. I know this sounds crazy, but I assure you it's not. I wish I could tell you more. Stand by. Is that right?
Yes,
All right, and then at the bottom, she says, Ron may have some work to do here.
correct.
All right, what's next? Does Donna let her know that she's copying her on different emails and things? She'll explain everything. She's holding off talking to her.
Correct.
Okay. And then was there evidence in Donna Adelson's phone of why they chose Vietnam? Why Vietnam was chosen as where they were going to go?
There were searches related to extradition, which would have contained Vietnam as non-extradition.
Okay, can you show that to us? Okay, and when did she Google list of United States extradition treaties?
It would have been on November 7th.
Okay, so the day after Charlie Adelson's verdict,
Correct.
and the same day that she got she first started the chat for the emergency fast track visa.
Yes.
One second. No further questions, thank you.
Cross-examination.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Don't be suspicious. No. Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious.
John Ralphio?
Kom, je dikke stem is op! Kom eruit! Je dikke stem is op! Je dikke stem is op!
So, I think I'm going to go backwards a little bit. Now, you agreed that WhatsApp is used internationally, correct?
It is, yes.
And in your presentation, you indicated that in my client's planner, there was some notations to sell jewelry, dishes, implants, and comics.
Yes.
My client, at the time, was 72 or 73. Did you believe she had a comic collection?
I'm not sure that she did.
And what about implants?
Well, other than the fact that Harvey Adelson was a dentist.
I'm going to show you. Let's see, this is not too far. May I approach with states 155?
You may.
Looking at states 155. picture that's on my screen, is that the same picture? It's just that's narrower.
Yes, it's a different perspective, but yes.
So let's zoom in on this. Should have brought my mouse. Can you read what that says? You want me to turn it?
It says implant motor.
And looking at 152, 153, and 154, that's a closet, correct?
It appears to be, yes.
And is that, you can't see it there, but let's go back here. That's the bedroom closet where that implant motor was, correct?
I'm not aware of this being a bedroom. It does appear to be a closet.
Okay. Well, I'll go grab another picture then. That picture indicates that there are dishes in that closet, correct?
There are dishes in the closet, yes.
Keep those for me, please. Do you agree it'd be unusual for dishes to be in a bedroom closet?
Possibly, yes.
Supplement, but I'll show you to my laptop. And approach.
I'll have to clarify my last answer too. There are dishes in my spare bedroom closet, so
I did not know that to ask that of you, but
I just want to be honest.
I will have this printed, Your Honor, this next picture, but it's identified as RTC_0029. Would you agree that that depicts a bedroom?
That does, yes.
Let's go here. Are those the boxes we saw in States 155?
They appear to be yes.
Same paper, and you have the coffee maker.
Yes.
Okay. So we're still in that room. Let's see if we can get a different perspective here. Would you agree that they didn't do a very good job documenting this search warrant?
Well, it is a little hard to figure out from the smaller pictures. I don't necessarily disagree that this is the bedroom closet. I just wasn't personally there.
Okay, so you have that small piece of luggage.
Yes.
In this picture, that's 155. And then in this one here, it's 0043. Would you agree that that's the same piece of small luggage in the same closet with the dishes?
Yes.
Okay. Take this from me. Now, during the course of your investigation, Sergeant, are you aware of the fact that my clients sold their home in Coral Springs and moved into a condo?
I am aware of that occurring at some point, yes.
And so merely because my client is selling some kitchen items or some jewelry, does that indicate that they are fleeing the country?
By itself, no.
Now, if someone's going out of town, would it be unusual for them to stop Amazon deliveries?
It would not.
Now, merely stopping Amazon deliveries, that does not indicate that they are not coming back, does it?
Not by itself.
Do you have any knowledge whether or not the trust that was set up for Roman Adelson, Charlie Adelson's son, took care of child support for a certain period of time?
I have no information about that trust.
Would you agree in looking through that calendar that Mrs. Adelson, my client, constantly updates it to give herself reminders?
I would agree, yes.
Is there any evidence that you discovered in your investigation that indicate that my client moved assets overseas?
None that I am aware of.
That's a no?
That is a no.
There's no evidence that you were able to uncover that my client was moving out of the country as opposed to obtaining a 90-day tourist visa.
I would say the evidence that I observed from the messages, the business that was being taken care of, it was at least a lengthy time to be away.
So a 90-day tourist visa.
That could be, yes.
Okay. Now, do you know what it means for a tourist visa to be multiple or multi-entrance?
I do not specifically.
Would you agree that a fair definition of that would mean that the person who holds the visa can enter the country, leave the country, and return to the country?
Yes.
And a tourist visa, if you know, is just that. It's for a tourist, not for a resident.
Correct.
Now, one of the slides that you didn't go over, I believe it was, at least in one of the versions, slide 328.
Would you like me to go to that?
Sure.
See which way is faster. Well, that would be the new 328.
See, I haven't been provided with the full new version. It's the slide 328 with the Sun Sentinel article.
With that article?
Yes.
That is not in here.
That's no longer in there.
That's correct.
Okay. All right, approach.
She has two attorneys. The man and the woman.
Yes.
Do you know where that is in your?
It's not in here.
It's not in that one. Do you still have it where you can display it?
I can get to it, yes. We'll probably, yeah, as long as I stay muted.
Yes. Thank you.
Just to clarify, Mr. Sullivan, this is the version not in evidence, but you still wish the witness to place it on the screen.
Yes, it was in evidence, and I guess the state changed the present.
It was not in evidence, the one in evidence does not have it.
Just that.
Yep, just that. Says, I think it's going to be a speedy trial, Weinstein said. Who is Weinstein?
Attorney.
One of Charlie's attorneys?
Yes.
Thank you. Now, throughout your review of the text messages, the communications, was there any evidence that my client was aware of the friendly texts that Charlie had with Catherine McVanola?
There was no evidence that your client was specifically aware of the content of the communications between Charlie and Katie? No.
And you put on a bunch of slides where it's just another instance of Charlie Adelson just running his mouth. This time in writing, so his thumbs.
Yes, there are a lot of communications.
Just a moment, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Redirect examination.
Yes, sir, quickly. Can you put the Sun Sentinel article back up? Thank you.
Take me just a second.
Sure. Okay, thank you. Now, we saw the text earlier where Charlie Adelson says to Donna Adelson that, did you see the good news in the paper yesterday? Something along those lines, right?
Correct.
Okay. And Donna agreed, it is good news.
Yes.
Okay. So did we try to find some papers from the day before those messages? I think that message was on July 21st of 2016 to see if there was a local paper in Miami that maybe published some, or in Florida, that published some information about this case the day prior.
We did, yes.
Was this the closest in time article that we could find that talked about Dan Markel's murder?
It was, yes.
Okay, and was this from the Sun Sentinel,
It was.
which is a big paper in Miami?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and in this paper, or was this article published on July 16th of 2016?
Yes,
So not the day before, but I think it would be 5 days before.
that's correct.
Okay, and, but we don't know necessarily, looking at those texts, was it published or did Charlie see it in the paper the day before? Is that right? Charlie says, though, it was good news in the paper yesterday.
He does, yes.
Okay. And in this article from the Sun Sentinel, does it talk about the murder of Dan Markel and that Garcia and Rivera have been arrested?
Yes,
Okay, and what you've got highlighted in red here, does Weinstein, who was Weinstein an Adelson family friend at that point? Do you know?
yes,
Okay. Weinstein says, I think it's going to be a speedy trial. I don't think there's going to be any more arrests. After it talks about the arrests of Garcia and Rivera. Is that right?
it does, yes.
Okay. So if Charlie Adelson and Donna Adelson are referencing this paper, then they would be saying that it's good news that there's not going to be any more arrests. Is that right?
Yes,
And is that the reason that it was of interest to us?
it was, yes.
Okay. But ultimately, it isn't the day before, right?
It is not.
Okay. All right. Looking at defense asked you about, I think ultimately you said, from the totality of the evidence in this case, not just one thing or not just one other thing, but a totality of the evidence, it looked as though the Adelsons were planning to have a lengthy time away.
That's
And-
correct.
And quick, right? I mean, wasn't Donna Adelson asking for an emergency fast track visa?
Yes, there was urgency in all the communications and getting things done, getting the visa. There seemed to be a sense of urgency to that.
And did Donna Adelson specifically look for non-extradition countries in her phone before?
Objection asked and answered.
The rule does the ask and answer, but we have covered this subject, Mr.
Okay. And was Vietnam the country she chose?
It was, yes.
Thank you.
You may stop down, Sergeant.
Thank you, sir.
Will he be recalled during the trial? You remain under your subpoena. Please do not discuss your testimony with any other person.
Thank you, sir.
My wife says those are the holiday dishes.
They are.
I am curious about these plates, but I have things to do.
Might have to have a fabric here.
They're in very nice protective cases.
Judge, one matter, State's Exhibit 72, the state thought it was admitted as a Syrian GPS with certification. The clerk does not show that item admitted. Could
I
we
did not
admit
check
that?
on my list item.
Could we admit that item at this time, Your Honor?
Is there an objection to state 72?
No, Your Honor, we thought they had admitted it as well.
State 72 is admitted at this time.
Judge, with that, the state rests.
Very well.
Yeah, our
Members of the
husband's
jury,
name's
we are going
Harvey.
to take our break in the trial at this point for the weekend. Once again, I'm going to remind you not to discuss this case with each other or any other person. You are also not to seek out any outside information or news reporting on this matter as well. We will resume with the trial on Tuesday morning after the Labor Day holiday. Please report at 8:30, and we will try to get started by 8:45 on Tuesday. Enjoy your holiday weekend. I think football is back. You have something to watch that does not concern this trial. Have a good weekend. 8:30 on Tuesday. Nobody will be here on Monday. Everyone can be seated. Defense have any motions to raise at this point of the trial?
Your Honor, I thought, my understanding was that we were going to do that Tuesday morning.
Well, that's if the state had rested its case as of Tuesday morning.
I would request to reserve until Tuesday morning so that I can organize my thoughts.
Very well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All mid-trial motions will need to be addressed on Tuesday morning before we get started with the jurors. With the state having rested its case at this point, the defense needs to make all necessary arrangements for the defense case in chief and all witnesses that will be called. Concerning the defense case in chief, how many days do you think it will take starting Tuesday morning?
Can we let me know Tuesday morning, Your Honor?
I believe you know who you intend to call, but we can discuss it Tuesday morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Does either party have anything to raise before we go into the break for the weekend?
Thanks for the state.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Have a good weekend, everyone. Please report by 8:30 as well on Tuesday. If the gallery can remain in the courtroom for right now.
Okay. My eyes are swollen. I see everything's blurry. I just walked out of my house. That's all I did. I just walked outside. I forgot that Monday was a holiday, and I don't know what Travis has planned for us. So I don't know if I'm going to stream on Monday or not. So just make sure you have your notifications. Yes, pollen is the devil. I just walked outside. That's all I did. And it was after a rain. You would think there wouldn't be pollen in the air after a rain, but apparently it was worse, I guess. See how swollen my eyelids are? Look at that. Um, so I really don't know. I had planned on, 8 o'clock as usual, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute. So I don't know. Just make sure your notifications are on. I don't know. And depending on how I feel, I might just do Betty, but start at 10. I don't know. I'm getting really tired of waking up early. I can sleep a little bit later. Also, my channel is doing crappy. I'm really discouraged, y'all. I don't even know how much longer I'm going to want to do this. I got up to 684 subs, and now I'm back down to 682. Why do people keep unsubbing? People don't like me, guys. I don't know why. Jill thinks I'm the most lovable thing in the world. Oh, man. You think YouTube's doing it? I was so excited. Because last week I had 672. And then I was up to 684. I was so excited. I was like, yay, my channel's growing. Yes, mother. But I don't know why it's taken so long. I've been doing this for over 2 years now. I know I changed my format. Like, I was doing videos, and then I started live streaming trials. So I know I changed. But my channel's been around for longer than 2 years. I mean, I like doing this. You guys give me a reason to get up in the morning, but I'm not unhappy with it. It just seems sometimes like I'm just the only one here, and why am I doing this when I could be on bigger channels talking to a bunch of people, watching a trial but it's kind of fun sometimes too. Because I'm watching a trial with my closest friends. It's like a watch party with my 3 closest friends. I'm starting to get worried about Just Because, though. He's never been MIA this long. Ever. He's been with me since the very, very beginning. And I don't have any way to get a hold of him. Like, I don't know how to DM him at all. And I have no idea why, like, I'm worried. He's never been gone this long. The last time I saw him was right before the end of the stream, and he donated 10 memberships in, like, the same time I hit the end stream button. So I couldn't even thank him or anything, and then I made a post thanking him because I didn't see him the next time I streamed, and I have not seen him since. I don't know. I hope he's not sick or anything. I don't know where he went. I hope so. I've not seen him anywhere. Okay, guys. My eyes hurt. Because I keep rubbing them. But they're itchy. Okay, you guys have a great weekend. I will probably see you around somewhere this weekend. And to my replay crew, enjoy. The best thing that's happened in the past 2 days was a defense attorney going, we never disputed that that document was written by our client anyway, no questions. Because, oh, Jill missed it. It was a handwriting expert. And they went through this document with known handwriting samples and unknown handwriting samples from Donna. And I don't know how long she's on the stand. Half hour? 45 minutes? I don't know. Going through explaining why it matched her handwriting. This document, that script of what supposedly that jailhouse snitch was supposed to say, that they didn't set up the murder, Catherine McBanawa did it and then was extorting them. That was their alibi's not the right word, but that was they were going to say that was the only way they were involved, was that somebody else did the murder and then they were being extorted. That was we're not involved. We were just extorted. Charlie's ex-girlfriend knew that we had money, so she set this all up to extort us. So Donna wrote this script for her jailhouse snitch to learn to tell at the trial. So that was the document that they checked for the handwriting. And when the prosecution got done with the handwriting examiner, the defense attorney stood up and said, well, we never disputed that that was our client's handwriting in the first place. No questions. And the judge went, wait, did the judge shut him? No. The prosecutor asked to strike the comment, right? And he said, that comment will be stricken. Jury, you are to disregard that comment. Because he knows better. That's not how you do that. You argue that in closing arguments. You don't do that. Or you ask a question of the witness to bring that out. He couldn't think of a question to ask that would have brought that out because the document examiner wouldn't have known whether or not they had ever disputed that, because all she did was examine the document. She wouldn't have known. So he had no question that he could bring that out with. So he thought he was going to be slick and stand up and just say it. Jeez. Dude. Okay, guys, have a good weekend, and I might see you Monday. I might not. I don't know. I got to find out what Travis wants to do. He probably isn't going to want to do anything because he wants to save money for his lawnmower. And he wants a zero-turn lawnmower. He can't have just a regular riding lawnmower. It has to be a zero-turn lawnmower. I like it when lawyers do that stuff, though. It spices things up a little bit. Remember the Linda Sturmer trial with Wolfgang? I don't remember his last name. I only remember his first name. Every time he turned around, he was doing something like that. And I was like, dude! Every time he got up, he would do something like that. Okay, guys. I will see you next week. I don't know if it's going to be Monday or Tuesday, but... Okay. Be kind to people. Love your family. And Jesus loves you, and so do I. Bye, guys. Have a nice holiday. Bye.